Okay, we are continuing our discussion on customer service, and we left off on talking about um, how to deal, how to be positive in all situations. For example, restating what the customer has said is also important. This is demonstrate that you have listened to their complaint using positive and negative terms to tell customers what you can do and not what you cannot do to solve their problem. Okay. Also, it's very important that when you have a difficult situation, that you involve the pharmacist. If after spending some time with the customer, you have been unable to resolve the problem, you should inform the pharmacist. This should be done immediately for serious complaints regarding problems with prescription. Remember that employees who possess multiple interpersonal skills are good for business and will be appreciated by the by employers, and also is good for the customer. Being able to deal with challenging situations that occur will make the customer, the patient, feel a little bit better for the taking of their medication. Okay. All right. So let's look at dealing with processing prescriptions, since that's a very important role that you will play. This involves the patient dropping off the prescription. That may be taking fax prescriptions that are being faxed in by other healthcare facilities such as the physician's office. A lot of times, everything comes in by electronically transferred a prescription via email, and sometimes you may have to take a prescription over the telephone. And there's a very good video that you can watch I have here that will allow you to be able to get an understanding of how to go about filling a particular prescription. All right, so let's look at a prescription. So here you have different areas that's associated with a prescription. We have been going over that in relationship to our labs that we've been doing. We have been talked about that early on in earlier chapters. So this should be just a review. So here you have the DEA number. This is the number that has been given to the um, to the physician. All of them have a DA number, and they must have one able to prescribe medication. This is the prescriber's information, the telephone number. Here, the patient information in terms of age, the name, the address of the particular patient, the date the prescription was written. You have the different dosage of the prescription that you have here, the medication that have been prescribed. For example, phenobarbital is one that's mentioned here. You have the SID, Cigna. This is the directions for the patient. Right. So this is a BID. So it's supposed to be taken twice. This is the signature that has been signed off. There is no refills. So if there was, a number will be placed here. And then, of course, this is what the prescription is. So basically all prescriptions will have the patient's name, the date of birth, current address, telephone number. Sometimes it will have the allergy information and the insurance information. Okay, so this is just an example. If you look on page 4.3, they also talk about the DAW, which you don't see on this particular. Well, it's right here. Sorry. And the prescriber checks the DAW box if the substitution is not allowed. Okay, that means dispense as written. Alright, so what you find in the prescription is correct drug strength, the drug quantity, on the how the drug is supposed to be used, if there are any refills. The physician would indicate whether there can be a generic substitute or has to be dispensed written, and the physician names, address, phone number, the DE number of the physician. Okay. Here we can continue talking about processing a refill prescription. This is something that is very important. So every prescription will have been assigned a prescription number by the pharmacy computer system when it's first filled. Refills of a prescription will carry the same prescription number. Most refills are looked up either by the prescription number or by looking in the patient's profile for the requested medication. The technician must first check to make sure that there are refills available. Most computer systems will indicate when no refills are available, in which the case the pharmacy technician will offer to fax a refill request to the prescriber or ask the pharmacist to call the doctor for authorization. It must also be noted the following: the technician should also check to see if it's too early to refill the medication. If it is more than a week early, many third-party plans will reject the claim. Refills for controlled substances medication should not be refilled early since they have a potential for abuse. And that may be a red flag that may be reported if the drug is supposed to be given for 30 days and the patient comes back needing refill after 15 days. Either they are using that particular drug or they may have taken too much of the drug and did not understand the prescription directions. So this is something that should be reported to the pharmacist so the pharmacist can assist patients. Again, if a patient requests an early refill for a controlled substance, check with the pharmacist immediately. That is something that's very important. Okay, filing. As you notice, everything is trying to become more electronic. However, paper still exists. When a patient brings a new prescription on paper, it is known as the original hard copy prescription. Original hard copies must be filled, usually by prescription number for a specified time in accordance with state and federal law. Fax, phone, and electronic prescription must also be printed and transcribed into a paper hand copy and filled. Prescription state law vary, and most require that the prescription for class 2 controlled substances are filled separately. Right? And a lot of times, these particular hard copies are scanned into the computer. Okay, so scanning of the hard copy prescription for accuracy and improved record keeping. Many pharmacists also scan the prescription into their pharmacy dispensing system. Okay, here we have a particular label. So once the patient and the prescription information has been correctly entered into the computer system, there are several steps that are involved in the preparation of the prescription. This includes generating the label, retrieving the correct medication from stock, handling, measuring, otherwise preparing the medication, placing the prescription label on the container, and organizing the prescription and medication for final check by the pharmacy. So here we have a particular label, and yes, we have gone through this over before. I think it's important that we understand this. Okay, so here you have the local pharmacy. You have the number used by the drugstore and identify their drug. The patient who's getting the drug. Instruction about how often and when to take the drug. So take one capsule by mouth 3 times a day, TID for 10 days. So all is taken. You should be familiar with this particular drug. This is an antibiotic. Name of drug and strength of drug, 500 milligram. The number of refills used for antibiotics are given between 7 to 10 days, so there's no refill. The doctor's name, the drugstore phone number, and the prescription date when the prescription was given. Okay, and then other other information such as when not to use. So you should be familiar and be able to read um, a label. Okay. So again, we're talking about preparing a prescription for dispensing. So generate the label. Here's the label. Retrieve the correct medication from the stock. You may use counting or measuring. We do that during our lab, or our automatic filling and measuring devices. I have some video selections for that. And then different type of caps that may be used. Okay, so all prescription vials and bottles must have a safety cap or child-resistant cap, unless the patient requests an easy opening cap. I discussed earlier, most computer systems have a field for recording the patient's preference. It's important to pay attention to which cap is indicated, as some elderly or arthritis patients have extreme difficulties opening the child-resistant cap. Okay, and that was part of one of your interview questions. And then, of course, you want to place the label properly onto the container which has the medication. Right, here are some very good links that can be helpful, and this link deals with preparing prescription and dispensing. All right, and then comes the end. All right, the final check is by the pharmacist. All medication going out must be done by the pharmacist. As a final step of the preparation process, organize the completed product for the pharmacist's final check. Leave stock bottle and other packaging next to the final product so the pharmacist can see that the correct product was chosen from the stock. After the pharmacist has checked the prescription, the pharmacy technician returns any products used to their proper place on the shelf, cabinet, or drawer. Finally, the technician places the prescription in the prescription bag with the receipt are attached. Okay. So again, the physician initials, the technician should initial all orders they fill. The pharmacist gives the final check off and knows who filled it by initial. Pharmacists can notify or ask technician if errors or questions occurred. And pharmacists must always sign off after completion. Okay, and then there's customer pickup. So customer pickup, here you have what are called advertised prescription bins. Okay, this one here is very computerized. In that they have little boxes, notice the computer digital lights here, and that the patient's product is placed within these particular file cabinets. Okay, and then of course the prescription pickup window, which I believe all of us are familiar with. So just to elaborate, completed prescriptions are usually found alphabetically by the patient's last name, either in bins or storage area. Always be sensitive to the confidential nature of prescription information and be sure to follow HIPAA privacy regulation. Always speak in a quiet voice in the area specified designated for prescription pickup. Be careful not to inadvertently give out protected information. For example, do not ask, would you also